friends, my name is Alyssa and I film cleaning motivation throughout the year, and in today's video we are going to be doing an extreme declutter with me video, and we're just going to tackle every single room in my house. We are not going to be doing the garage in today's video, and then I guess I didn't enter into my boys' bathroom, but that's because I don't really have anything in that room. They're not girls and they don't really have a ton of products. They're pretty young, so I know for a fact there's nothing in that room that needed to be decluttered. We are starting out in my garage because this was an area that I knew I could fill up a trash bag. I keep this bin here that you see in my garage at all times, and I fill it with anything throughout the year that I believe that I'll never use again. And what's nice about always having a bin like this is if you decide you actually wanted an item that you got rid of, it's in here so that you have time to think about it. So there are actually that picture there. I'm not sure I want to get rid of it, so I'm going to put it back in the bin. But everything else has been in this bin for a long time, and I know for a fact I've never thought about it and have never needed it since putting it in this bin. And so it's time for this to all officially get packed up to disappear. I was starting in the garage because this would get me into the mindset of decluttering the rest of my home. I thought if I'd start with the garage and officially take care of this bin and get everything packed up, then I would be forced to go to a donation center. And if I'm going to a donation center, I might as well get some more decluttering done in my home. So now this bin is pretty empty and I'm going to put it back where it belongs, and then we're going to head upstairs into my bedroom. My plan was to start in my bedroom and then slowly zigzag my way through the upper floor, and that's just because I knew there were some things that I wanted to declutter in the upper floor. The downstairs, I knew there was probably some things, but I wasn't really sure what I was going to declutter downstairs, but I knew for a fact there were some things upstairs that I could part ways with. Before I can declutter a space, I do want to feel like it's clean, and so we are going to be making the bed, getting some vacuuming done, and just kind of tidying up the areas that we're going to kind of dive into. Today's video is not an organization video. I told myself I was not allowed to do a deep dive into organization because that would kind of defeat the purpose of today. Today was all about just going through my entire home and getting rid of absolutely anything that doesn't suit us anymore. I actually wasn't sure I could even film a decluttering video for you guys because I didn't think that I had that much to declutter. And if you talk about each room, I couldn't do a decluttering video in each individual room like I have in the past. I couldn't do a master closet declutter or a bedroom declutter video because I truly don't believe there's enough things in each room to have a separate video for. But I was watching Hannah's Happy Home here on YouTube, and she filmed a whole house declutter with me, and that just seems to fit my lifestyle a whole lot more, and so I thought I'd give it a go. So if you haven't heard of her, she has an amazing channel, but I'm going to do what she did and basically start in one room with a trash bag and a donation bin, and I'm going to kind of walk around my entire room, do a little bit of cleaning as I go, and just find anything that I am just ready to part ways with. I honestly even shocked myself with how many items I managed to get rid of. I actually filled a couple of trash bags and then a few donation bags, so it was really satisfying. Here I'm just going through all of my gift wrap areas. I would like to be that person who does really fancy ribbons and wraps presents so beautifully, but that's just not me, and I save everything that people have given me. So if there's a bow on a package or a ribbon on a package, I just end up saving it, and it's finally time to part ways with those items because I have never once used them. This is my party bin, and I knew I was never going to use this sign again, and there was just a couple party items that I just know that my kids have kind of outgrown those themes, and I'm just ready to get rid of them. I did not do my husband's side of the bed, his nightstand, or his part of the closet, and that's just because I kind of feel like he can do that on his own, and I don't want to get rid of anything that's his that he cares about. But we are now doing this dresser area. This dresser holds a lot of different stuff, but I am just kind of emptying out this drawer. I would say this drawer is my upstairs junk drawer, just like you have a kitchen junk drawer. I put anything that doesn't have a home in here or I'm not sure what to do with in this drawer here. So I'm finally going through that. This drawer ended up not really having anything I can declutter. It has like cards to give to people and little gift bags. This drawer, however, always gives me problems. It can overfill so fast. I save every single gift bag I'm ever given, and it can add up, and I don't give enough gifts to use these all up. So I'm quickly going through them, kind of organizing them by category, and I'm going to get rid of any of the excess. I know I said I wasn't going to do any organization in this video, but there were just a couple areas of my house that if I didn't organize them, I wouldn't know how much of whatever category I have. I wouldn't know if I have an excess if I didn't organize it into piles. So that's what I'm doing here. I was trying to make sure I had a few different sizes of baby, like baby shower bags, and then birthdays for different genders, and then Christmas of different sizes, and then I did make a pile of anything that was pretty worn, and I just had too many in that size.
I got this boy on my mind that I can't live without. Oh, his eyes are killing me. And he keeps talking about everything that he likes, and I can't stop listening. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time.
This is the pile I ended up getting rid of, and it was quite a few bags, and it definitely freed up some space so that I can open this drawer and close it a lot easier. And now I'm going to make sure to put Christmas on the bottom since it'll be a long time before I need that. And then next is like kind of wedding anniversary, graduation, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some baby. And then on the very top is birthday because my kids are in school and we get invited to quite a few birthdays. Since I went ahead and did this drawer, I decided to just go ahead and put this gift here on the stressor into this bag since I was in that drawer anyways. I have another birthday party to go to soon, and so I bought a gift for that, and it's coming up, so now it's all wrapped and ready to go. I didn't like those little card containers that I bought. They keep cracking and breaking, so I did decide to part ways with that, and then I didn't really find anything else in these drawers. Now that we finished up the master bedroom, we are going to go ahead and go into the master bathroom. And before I can do any decluttering, I am going to go ahead and wipe everything down with a Clorox wipe, clean the mirror, and clean the toilet area and give this room a vacuum. I am not going to do any deep cleaning or extravagant cleaning in this room, but I recently deep cleaned this room on camera for you guys, so I knew it didn't need a whole lot.
All the time. And my heart's beating fast when it's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that it moves and the way that it laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him all the time. I can't get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter.
It was trash day today on the day that I was filming, which is another reason it was a great day to get some decluttering done, because sometimes when you declutter, things can't be donated, and there are quite a few things in your house that have to be trashed. So this was kind of the perfect day to make sure all of the bathroom garbages were empty and just gather any extra trash from around your home. Like I said, we are not doing a very detailed job cleaning. We are just kind of getting in there, resetting my upper floor, getting the floors taken care of, and a few of my weekly chores because they just have to get done. Whether you're doing an organization project or decluttering, chores will always be there for you. So while I'm not doing a detailed job, at least I'm coming in here and getting some spaces reset along the way.
That it's real, cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if
just recently did the cabinets underneath the sinks, so I knew those two areas were okay, but now I'm just going to go in here. I knew there was some makeup that I've told myself I was going to use, and I just never do, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And then there were also some just hair pieces that I have never reached for in a few years, so not a ton of stuff, but like I said, if you do just a few items in every single room, you will fill up trash bags. I had to throw out a couple of the makeup products because I knew they were so old that they were probably expired, but I'll probably just ask someone I know if they want the other ones since I'm not sure you can donate those. There really wasn't too much in this bathroom, so now we're going to head into the master closet, and I'm going to get started with my jewelry because I am not very good at wearing jewelry. I just always forget about it. I do like putting in a pair of earrings, maybe a couple of rings on special occasions, but I'm not really a big fan of having things like around my neck or on my wrists. It just can start to bother me. The same as wearing like a turtleneck sweater. I just don't like the feeling of something around my neck. I get kind of claustrophobic, so I am just going to go ahead and get rid of some of my jewelry pieces that I'm pretty sure I will never wear again. I got rid of quite a few pairs of earrings, a few rings, and then a necklace, so I'm happy with that. And this is looking good to me. And now that that's taken care of, we're going to individually go through all of my clothes. I'm going to put my hand on each hanger and just kind of slide it to the side, and anything that jumps out at me that I have not worn since the last time I've decluttered this room, I'm going to go ahead and part ways with.
If you want. Hard to say yeah. I wanna now. Yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive. I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you, I'm so alone. I met you in the
I did not open a few of these drawers, and that is just because maybe it was seasonal wear and I'm not ready to declutter it yet, or it was underwear and bras, and I'm just not going to do that on camera. I did end up throwing away a few pairs of pajamas that I actually wore so much that there were holes in them, and then the rest was still able to be donated.
It's kinda quiet in my room right now without you, and I couldn't really make you stay, so what to do? I'm just staring at my walls and talking to myself. Now and then I'll try to laugh, but I'll cry a bit as well. I was never any good at being away from you. I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer.
Since I was in the master closet, I noticed that my laundry bin was full, so I'm going to give this room a vacuum, and then I'm just going to pop into the laundry room and start a load in the washing machine because I'm a mom, and honestly, laundry just never ends around here. And then while I'm in the laundry room, I ended up remembering that there was a product that I just cannot use in this household any longer. I've used it multiple times, and every single time that I use this product, it ends up giving me almost like a sinus infection. And I've tried really hard to spray it and try to keep myself really far away from it so that I maybe don't breathe it in, but I still end up feeling like it burns my nostrils. And it's the Zep Foaming Wall Cleaner. Now, it does a great job, so if you want to wear a mask and use it, you're welcome to. I just decided that if it's giving me such a strong reaction, I should probably just not be using it in my house. So I will be going into my cabinets and just retrieving those cleaning products, but other than that, my laundry room did not need to be decluttered today. I did get this new little trash can that I'm going to put in this cabinet for lint and tags, and that will allow me to actually declutter a old white trash bin that I've had in this room for a long time, and it'll clear up some floor space.
Love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you. I'm so alone. I met you in the
In one of my last videos, I installed some wall hanging drying racks. They're super fun, and I no longer need this one. My whole goal in the laundry room was to hang up as much stuff as possible to kind of clear up all the things that are on the floor to make room for more like laundry baskets and stuff like that. So I am going to declutter that drying rack as well. I just put it in the hallway so that I could remember to carry it downstairs into the garage with all the rest of the donations. And now we're going to go ahead and just continue cleaning the upper floor. This playroom wasn't too terrible, and usually I would make my kids do it, but I really wanted to vacuum before I dumped toys onto the floor to declutter.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I met you in the summer. When you left it was cold. Said we loved one another. Guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer. Our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you. I'm so alone. I met you in the
If you've been around for a bit, you know that my kids absolutely adore playing with fake money. They set up stores and they act like they're shopping, and so I don't want to get rid of this toy. However, every single time they get the money out, it gets all over the place and it is overwhelming to clean up. And so I decided to just go through it and grab a handful of each type of coin and then a handful of each type of dollar bill. And I decided that's all that they get to play with. And it is so much easier now for me to clean up, or the boys, whenever this happens to be dumped out. Not gonna lie, I did think about just chucking this whole entire bag of fake money into the donations, but I know for a fact that this is one of my kids' favorite things to play with, and so even if it's quite a pain, I decided that just minimizing it in this situation was the best move.
Still got your pearls hanging by my bedside.
I didn't really have a ton to declutter in the puzzles. This puzzle here is one of their favorites, but they can't do it by themselves, so it's going to go downstairs and go with family puzzles because it's one that they need help with their parents for. I ended up decluttering a couple of puzzles they've kind of outgrown, and now we're going to go ahead and take care of these cars. They still love cars and trucks. They definitely play with this toy, and a lot of kids who visit play with this bin as well. However, this bin always gets dumped out pretty much every play date that we have, and so I thought I'd just go through it and just go ahead and try to minimize it a little bit. There were a few toys that they've gotten either from Christmas or more like trinket cars that are kind of a cheap plastic, and the kids don't even play with them, so I decided to just go ahead and get rid of those.
Still got your lips on paper in the trash now.
And then my kids adore dinosaurs, but we are starting to get to the point where they don't play with them as much, and it breaks my mom heart a little bit because my oldest son has wanted to be a paleontologist forever, and as soon as they found dinosaurs, they just started loving them, and I'm really not looking forward to the day that they are done with dinosaurs. It's just been a part of my life for so long. So here I decided to throw my pair of shoes I'm decluttering into a bag because shoes get a little bit dirty and I didn't want it to touch anything. And I'm going to go ahead and throw everything else into this big black trash bag just to make it easier to carry around. And then the Spider-Man puzzle and the Lego manuals are going to go downstairs, and I'm just not going to keep them in the playroom because there's no need for kids to have access to these since they need help with these things anyways. And then I knew there was only one area that could have things that I needed to declutter, and that was their costume bin and adventure bin. And so I knew there was just a few items that they've kind of collected that I can get rid of. So I found just a few pieces of trash and a couple things that didn't belong, and those I'm going to go ahead and either put where they belong or throw them away. And the last item upstairs that we are going to be decluttering before moving downstairs is going to be their books. And then I'm going to do a good cleaning of their bedroom because they were doing a cardboard project and their room was absolutely destroyed. I was going to get rid of these Mickey Mouse books because they are kind of outgrowing Mickey Mouse, but I actually had these Mickey Mouse books since I was a little kid, and when I started to put them in the Goodwill bag, I did get a little bit sentimental and I decided to keep them a little bit longer. It's more for me than for my kids because I just don't want to part ways with them.
I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting. I never knew love like this would leave me in pieces. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door.
As you can see, their room was kind of looking a little bit destroyed, so I'm going to get in here and do my mom clean. This hasn't been done in a while. I have made them straighten up during their project, so I've told them to pile all of their stuff that they're still using so that I could come in here and do a vacuum, but they have been working on a cardboard monster truck, or maybe it was a Jeep, I don't remember. But my boys are working together to tape all of these cardboard pieces and color them, and they're trying to make a car out of them. So this has been keeping them very occupied, so it may look like a big mess, but whatever keeps them happy in the winter season. I really did need to come in here though and give this room a good vacuum, and so I did decide it was time to carry out some of the excess cardboard that they're no longer using, and I just took all of the stuff they're still using and put it on the little bench in their room so that I could get the floor cleaned up so that I could vacuum. And technically, garbage is also decluttering, so in a way, cleaning up their bedroom was making me feel like my house was a little bit lighter, just taking care of some of that extra recycling and trash in their bedroom. Later today, I actually did have my kids, when they got home from school, go through their special drawer of trinkets and get rid of anything that they were no longer going to use or things that they just didn't consider special anymore. And I'm honestly really proud of them. They got rid of so many things that, they wouldn't get rid of last time. So they kind of decluttered their special drawer by probably about 50%, which for little kids is absolutely amazing. And if you guys haven't been around for a while, I have always had a special drawer for everyone in my house, sometimes multiple, depending on hobbies and things like that, but they're allowed to keep any trinkets or things that they consider sentimental in their drawer. And then when it gets too full, we go through it together as a family. And this just kind of helps them learn how to declutter at a young age. And in the past, I wouldn't say it's been too successful, but I was surprised this time around. My youngest son did absolutely amazing, and he's actually the very sentimental one in this family. And so I was really impressed with how much he got rid of. Now we are downstairs, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter 2 of these bins. I keep some bins of toys my kids have outgrown just in case babies or toddlers come over so that I can pull them out. And I just noticed that every single play date that I have with moms with young kids, these 2 bins are never played with. And so I'm going to go ahead and just declutter them. My kids definitely do not play with little people anymore, and they no longer play with construction tools. They used to be enamored with construction workers, garbage trucks, and all of that type of stuff. So they're no longer interested in that, unfortunately. And here in the bathroom, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of some products that were so old that they were giving me kind of a bit of an allergic reaction, and just a couple products that I tried out and just didn't like. And now we're going to go ahead and go through my living room, just kind of take a peek into all of these cabinets. I didn't really find a whole lot that needed to be decluttered in here, but I did find quite a bit of recycling and garbage in our sofa table, so I still got rid of a lot in this room. In that cabinet, I got rid of a speaker and a couple of cords that we don't really use. They came with this charging station, and we don't own anything with those cords, so I finally got rid of those. And now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of any boxes or packages that I was saving just in case I didn't like the item that I bought. Let me know if you guys do that as well. One of these bins is for things that I'm trying to get done around my home, like kind of to-do list items. And then one of the other bins is things like lost and found that I have to give back to people. And here we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into my kitchen. This is my art junk drawer. It's all of my kids' school stuff and creations. And I'm going to go ahead and just toss absolutely anything that just isn't that special. I mean, everything my kids make is very special. But if you're a parent, you understand how many things they bring home from school, and you truly cannot keep them all. So on the counter, I have one pile for one son and one pile for another, and I'm just kind of saving anything that I kind of remember a memory for. So like they brought it home and they had to show me what they did at school because they were so proud of it, or maybe it was a special Valentine card that they just really cared about. I do tend to remember some of their creations being more meaningful than others, and so I try to make sure that I keep the ones that I have memories of, just so that I'm trying to keep track of the things that are more special. And now we're going to quickly declutter some things that I've been thinking about decluttering in my kitchen. I do not use these giant spoons. I think they're soup spoons, but I only need a few of those for like serving condiments and things like that. So we're going to get rid of those. And then there were some steak knives that were so bent that we tried to straighten and it just didn't work. And so I decided that it's finally time to get rid of those, because every single time I go to grab a steak knife, I get annoyed when I grab the wrong one and it can't cut my meat. So it's time for those to go in the garbage. And then this Dutch oven, we have not used it in almost a year, so I am ready to part ways with that. And then the only other thing in this kitchen that I could think of was this freezer storage system from Costco. It's one of those things where if you're prepping your own meat, it's great to have on hand, or maybe you go fishing or hunting. You can kind of vacuum seal your meat to put it in the freezer, but no matter how hard we try, we end up with some freezer bite. And we started packaging all of our meats in butcher block paper with saran wrap, and it is working so much better for our family. The The last space in my kitchen that I knew there were probably things I had to get rid of was the kids' art cabinet. This space has always kind of stressed me out. I can't seem to get a good organization system in here that lasts forever. So I started to organize this a little bit, started decluttering and throwing things away. However, it was just a little bit too overwhelming, especially because I had been kind of doing this on and off throughout the day and I was ready to hang out with my family. The sun was shining on this day. It was 62 degrees, which is absolutely kind of crazy for the area we live, and I really just wanted to be outside and soak it in. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, and here I'm in the garage after a day of decluttering and chores, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this garbage. I had 2.5 bags of garbage and recycling, and then I had 4 trash bags of donations and this drying rack and this white trash bin. That's all going to go to the donation center. If you guys are struggling with your mental health or maybe seasonal depression this time of year, I would highly suggest just decluttering one small space in your home. You don't have to do anything crazy, or maybe just do a quick run. Set a timer for yourself and start in one room and just run throughout the whole entire house and try to declutter as many items as you can. This is what my trunk is looking like, and my house feels so much lighter. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for spending so much time with me. Have a great weekend.